Dean? Where's Dean? 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 Ah! Behold, it is a... Wait, hold on. I love this universe. It's given me some great ideas. Yes, I will catch them. The monsters. All the monsters. I will catch them all. Ha 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 ha. Here I am, babysitting Jack, babysitting Nick, lifespan as long as the planet, and they put me in the bunker. Maybe I'll go make a sandwich, or read a book. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Is it just me, or is everything feeling kind of out of... Let's imagine for a minute that Exodus, episode 1322, was the season finale. So Sam and Dean get everyone on the bus, drive away, and then you have Michael and Lucifer left behind, and then we have the season close out with, yes, the boys got everybody out, but Michael still has a way to potentially get back, cut off 3 months, leaving everyone stewing, wondering what was going to happen, and then the premiere of season 14 was Michael and Lucifer coming back to our world, and you could potentially have stretched this into a two-parter where Lucifer takes Jack's grace, things go there, then Dean says yes and becomes Michael. Bam, we have an explosive season opener. The following episode, Stranger in a Strange Land, then kind of becomes like a little breather episode, let us all kind of recover from processing this massive hit to the story, moving all the pieces into place. Then you get to this episode and so on as things build up. It just feels like a more natural, engaging pacing to the season arc stories than what we have now, which really feels like the Impala just stuck in a mud puddle, unable to go anywhere. So let's first talk about Michael and whatever he's up to with all the little monsters he's trying to collect. The most obvious reading of it is that since they've now established that our main universe is really short on angels, Michael doesn't have the army he would need to take over the world, and so he is going to grab monsters and power them up to make them kind of his new angels and foot soldiers to take over everything, which, again, you kind of wonder about because there's so many major world religions and people of faith that would gladly be Michael's army, but I guess he doesn't really care for serving humans. The other question is at the end of the episode when Dean says he's gone, is he telling the truth? Is Michael really gone? Or is Michael pretending and it's all going to be a trap so he can infiltrate the bunker and just ruin everybody's day? The obvious play in that Michael's efforts to empower monsters, he's potentially going to try and create a new vessel so that he can go into that body instead of Dean's, which is odd, to say the least, since Dean was supposed to be, the perfect vessel for Michael. I'm not real sure what he hopes to gain out of changing host. I mean, yes, vampires and werewolves in this universe are technically stronger than humans. The power level difference between even monsters and us and archangels is so great. There doesn't seem to be much of a real gain for Michael to jump bodies in this instance. But the only reason I think that's a possibility is because the show has been so sloppy on vessel lore and everything of late that just seems the most obvious and face-palming solution. Although there is some strong odds that Michael is really using this as a trick because Andrew Dabb seems to have a bad issue with repeating certain aspects of the show. And heck, back in season 11, we had Lucifer in the body of Castiel, infiltrating the bunker. So this, why not Michael getting inside, wiping everyone out, resetting us back to status quo would probably happen. Then right at the end, Ketch or somebody would show up with the magic egg, expel Michael, and then we have a nice little reset there. Probably next episode, maybe episode 4. I'm not real sure exactly which one is more likely. The reason I keep bringing this guy out, it's really starting to give me vibes and flashbacks to season 7. I don't mind that too much because I think 7 was really kind of underrated and kind of missed a lot of great potential there. I'm just not real sure if they're going to actually improve on the story or end up making it worse. There is a real kind of visceral enjoyment when Dapper Dean just completely pwns the werewolf that attacks him. I have to admit I've had a little bit of chuckle at that, though. The show's pretty much established that werewolves can now just change whenever. The brief allowance that if they were so many generations from the original that they have, that just seems completely out of the window. You know, whatever. It's probably going to be the least of our worries this season. Sam scenes are just there. It's great to see Bobby again, and I like seeing Mary in action and everybody working together. Not much more to really say there. Castiel's scenes were kind of the most engaging thing this episode, but that's only because the curve's been kind of pushed so low by the others. When he is sitting there talking to Jack and, explaining, just because you don't have your grace doesn't mean life is over. And I kept wondering, are they going to mention it? Are they going to... Oh, yes! In the second scene, Castiel points out that in the Great Fall, he was graceless and had a whole almost character arc that I really wanted him to have, but, well, we won't. This isn't the place to bring up season 9. This is season 14, not season 9. We'll let it go. I was just glad they remembered that, hey, this character has been through this before, and it was nice to kind of see him bond with Jack. I think highlighted some of the weaknesses of season 9, that there wasn't any real major arc or character moments for Castiel to talk with and bond with Jack over, like, oh, this happened to me and I learned this lesson, or I went through this. They kind of gloss over the whole fact that, oh yeah, I tried to hang out with Sam and Dean and then they kicked me out of the bunker, and it was all really sad. Most of the fandom hated it. Then what made that more frustrating is later, he's talking to Nick, and Nick's complaining about being used for, which totally get, completely in character. I have no issue with that. But I kept waiting for Castiel to go, yeah, I know how you feel. Lucifer was in my body too. Because it was like, how long was... Man, it's been 3 years now. Well, 2.5 since we haven't got to that point. Anyway, back in season 11, Lucifer got inside Castiel's body and then drove him around for a little bit. He never brings this up to Nick. He never talks about, yeah, man, I know what it feels like to be violated. I know what it's like to have him inside you. I didn't like it. And, I know he preyed on your weakness because he preyed on my weakness at the time. I will say that's not necessarily out of character. Certainly, I could understand that with that point in his life, as probably one of his lowest moments, Castiel maybe wouldn't want to bring this up or really make it common knowledge. I just feel like that was a missed opportunity for a really great character moment. So I didn't give the previous episode a rating because I said I was going to see how future episodes go. It will all really depend upon if Dean is lying and he's really Michael, he's about to get inside and wreck the bunker. That could sway my rating on these 2 episodes. If this is really an establishing of the status quo and Michael's now left him and we're going to have to go through a season figuring out what's going on and what the plan is, maybe the next episode's really going to improve these and push the score up. I'm not really optimistic at the moment, but I always hope to be pleasantly surprised. We still have Naomi in play. Her and Michael working together could be pretty interesting. Now that he's over here, there's a question of, can we just send all the refugees back? let them start working on cleaning up their world since Michael's not there to wreck it anymore. Maybe Nick can go with them to start a new life because I'm really not caring about his story. No offense to Mark Pellegrino. Dude, you are doing a great job selling these scenes. I mean, I almost had a manly tear in a couple of spots, so you're doing great. There's just not really much for you to work with. So maybe they'll finally figure out what to do with Mary, because Jack, them kind of raising him, is kind of what's holding my interest right now. Michael's plot and the rest, just... We'll see. Until the next episode, everybody.